Jimmy Kimmel's last night on the air for now ended with a prescient musical performance. With Wednesday's taping of Jimmy Kimmel Live canceled, Tuesday's final segment has taken on new weight. Musical guest Margo Price delivered an impromptu call to action against fascism. Price was performing "Don't Let the Bastards Get You Down," the first single from her new record Hard-Headed Woman, when she opted to swap a lyric in the last seconds of the song. While Price sings "Keep All Them Haters Underground, Don't Let the Bastards Get You Down" to close out the studio version of the song, she threw in an ad-lib of the first line for her GKL performance, "Keep All Them Fascists Underground." Looking back on the moment, Price told CNN's Dana Bash on Thursday that the performance is kind of eerie given what transpired with Jimmy Kimmel the next day. "It's pertinent now more than ever. I think this is about free speech and viewpoints and people being able to express those viewpoints," she added. "We're losing that right, and that's the very thing that this country was built on." That eerie moment is all the more serendipitous given the origins of Price's song. The country singer based "Don't Let the Bastards Get You Down" on advice Sinead O'Connor received amid her own experience with public backlash and late-night censorship. 2 weeks after O'Connor infamously tore a photo of the Pope live on Saturday Night Live, she was booed by an audience at Madison Square Garden while appearing at a tribute concert for Bob Dylan. Musician Chris Christopherson embraced O'Connor on stage, whispering, "Don't let the bastards get you down." Taking inspiration from O'Connor, Price kicked off her performance on Jimmy Kimmel Live by ripping up a photo of the word bastards. Speaking to CNN, Price noted, "My first ever performance on television was on The Colbert Show. These shows are a real platform for music discovery, especially for artists like me that don't fit into obvious genre lanes or molds," said Price. "I have depended on these television platforms to launch my career, and I just think it's really sad that artists, comedians, musicians, it's disappearing. The places where you can be discovered." The future of Kimmel's program remains up in the air for now, but if it doesn't return, Price would hold the distinction of being Jimmy Kimmel Live's final guest. Following news of Kimmel's suspension, Price shared a photo from her performance on the show, writing, "If this was the last word, I'm glad it was mine." In what has now become an eerie and prescient moment of television, the final segment of Jimmy Kimmel Live, to air before its indefinite suspension, concluded not with a standard goodnight, but with a powerful, impromptu musical call to arms against fascism. The moment, delivered by singer-songwriter Margo Price, has since been cast in a stark new light, transforming a routine late-night musical performance into a potent symbol of the very free speech battles that led to the show's sudden disappearance from the airwaves. The episode, tainted on Tuesday and aired that night, was the last before ABC's shocking decision to suspend production. With Wednesday's taping canceled, every moment of the broadcast has been subjected to intense scrutiny, but none more so than the closing performance by Price. She took to the stage to perform "Don't Let the Bastards Get You Down," the lead single from her new album Hard-Headed Woman. The studio version of the song closes with the line, "Keep all them haters underground, don't let the bastards get you down." Yet, in the final seconds of her live performance on Kimmel's stage, Price made a crucial, unscripted alteration. Staring defiantly into the camera, she sang, "Keep all them fascists underground." Looking back on the moment during an interview with CNN's Dana Bash on Thursday, Price described the performance as kind of eerie given the news that broke the very next day. "It's pertinent now more than ever," she stated. "I think this is about free speech and viewpoints and people being able to express those viewpoints. We're losing that right, and that's the very thing that this country was built on." The serendipity of the moment is deepened by the song's own storied origins, which directly tie it to a historic incident of late-night censorship and artistic bravery. Price based "Don't Let the Bastards Get You Down" on advice given to the iconic and often controversial singer Sinead O'Connor. 2 weeks after O'Connor's infamous 1992 appearance on Saturday Night Live, where she tore up a photo of Pope John Paul II in protest against sexual abuse in the Catholic Church, she was met with a wave of public fury. While appearing at a Bob Dylan tribute concert at Madison Square Garden, she was booed by a hostile audience. As she stood on stage, musician Chris Christopherson walked out, embraced her, and whispered in her ear, "Don't let the bastards get you down," in paying homage to this legacy of artistic resistance. Price began her performance on Kimmel's show by explicitly mirroring O'Connor's act. Instead of a photo of the Pope, she ripped up a photo with the word "bastards" written on it, creating a direct visual link between her protest and O'Connor's. This conscious act connected her performance to a long lineage of artists using the platform of late-night television to make a statement, a tradition that now feels increasingly endangered. Speaking to CNN, Price emphasized the critical importance of these television shows for artists who exist outside the mainstream. "My first ever performance on television was on The Colbert Show. These shows are a real platform for music discovery, especially for artists like me that don't fit into obvious genre lanes or molds," said Price. "I have depended on these television platforms to launch my career, and I just think it's really sad that artists, comedians, musicians, it's disappearing, the places where you can be discovered." Her comments underscore a broader fear rippling through the artistic community, that the suspension of a flagship show like Kimmel's represents a chilling effect that could silence vital platforms for creative and political expression. If Jimmy Kimmel Live does not return, Margot Price will hold the distinct and somber distinction of being its final musical guest. In the hours after the suspension was announced, Price seemed to grasp the weight of this possibility. She shared a photo from her performance on social media, captioning it with a simple, powerful acknowledgement of the moment's unexpected significance. "If this was the last word, I'm glad it was mine." Her performance, intended as a rallying cry, has now become an unintended eulogy for the show itself, a final, defiant note that resonated far more profoundly than anyone could have anticipated. It stands as a testament to the power of art to foreshadow and confront political turmoil, and a reminder of what is at stake when platforms for such art are suddenly silenced.